Welcome to another live of In Plain Sight. We're going to try and do these more often. We find the interaction to be quite fun. We love the interaction with y'all. As beginning as it might be, all great things start small. So we're going to start thinking great and go and see where things are going from there. However, today we have a live reaction to something. It just on the surface. I ain't watched it. You're gonna be watching it with me. You and I and you, we and them. We are going to watch this together. Cold turkey that's really freezing, frigid cold turkey, and see exactly what this is all about. Now, the context is that this is a person that is finally caught after 4 years for apparently being a killer, they say. So let's let's find out how this go down. This ought to be very interesting indeed. Here we go.
Ma'am, come talk to me, please. Ma'am, come talk to me. They're on their way. Ma'am, what happened?
When police in Iowa are called to a family's residence, they're met with a grisly scene and a blood-soaked woman sprawled over a man's lifeless body.
If I find who?
The person who did it.
The following report is based on official police records released to date, and some of the footage has never been seen before until now. Around 4:35 a.m. on June 18, 2021, a 911 dispatcher receives a frantic call from a hysterical woman screaming for emergency help.
What is wrong with you?
There's blood all over you. My brother here.
A deputy with the Tama County Sheriff's Office arrives at the home of 44-year-old Karina Cooper, and no one could prepare him for the shocking and emotional scene he's about to step into.
Now, I don't know who is bad or whose is good. All I know is what yous knows, which is what? Nothing. I don't know a whole lot of what's going on right now. I have learned this so far while doing these series. This is what I've learned so far. I've learned not to believe the screaming person. Just don't always believe the person overly hysterical. And also don't believe the person that's underwhelming you with emotion. That's when they are super dead quiet, don't trust them. And when they're overtly emotional, don't trust them neither. On occasion, I might be wrong, but so far it's like 92, 95% that I've been unsurprised by not trusting these individuals. So let's see if this is going to knock the average down a little bit more.
What's going on?
My brother's just...
Were you here when this happened? What's up? He just called me. Ma'am. Ma'am. Come talk to me, please. Ma'am. Come talk to me. Come talk to me. They're on their way. Ma'am, what happened?
I look, I understand being distraught. I do. I really do. I fully understand being distraught. And I've never been in a grisly situation where there's chaos and I've never. Okay. So I'm not judging it based on that. But what I have seen is that when people are to this level, it's usually in an effort to sell you something. Usually, not always, but usually they're in an effort to sell you a story, a position. I'm still thinking this is a sales tactic. And I might be wrong. Okay, ask you for forgiveness if I'm wrong. But I don't know if I am. I don't know. I don't know if I am.
Karina's husband, 42-year-old Ryan Cooper, a farmer and father of 4, is dead.
If you find it, shoot him in the head.
If I find who,
The person who did it.
okay.
The deputy finds a firearm in the hallway belonging to Ryan's brother Aaron, but they'll ultimately learn that the gun has nothing to do with Ryan's death. The deputy instructs the couple's children to stay inside one of the bedrooms as he fills in another deputy about the horrific discovery.
Haven't had a chance to talk to them for obvious reasons. There's a handgun here.
Okay.
Loaded.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw her, but she was literally on top of him when I came in here.
She's hysterical. That's the nice one. That's the wife.
I think so. There's 3 kids in that.
A deputy speaks to Aaron, who arrived after receiving a panicked call from Karina. Aaron says he grabbed his gun and rushed over after Karina claimed an intruder might have entered the house.
Key number 1, that wonderful word of might. I'm not building a case for what they're going to say. I'm building a case for what I'm thinking. Every time I hear certain words, I just, you gravitate to certain things. Might, maybe, perhaps, this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. The words jump out.
She called you hysterical that he's been...
Somebody's in my house.
Somebody's in your house or in the house?
Somebody's in the house, come hysterical. What's that look like? Nothing to you.
He got shot.
Did he?
Yeah.
This is the one you brought?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine.
No.
My ambulance!
Listen, we need you to sit. Come outside.
Yep.
Ma'am, come outside. Ma'am, come on. Karina,
I can't.
Okay.
My kids.
we're going to get your kids, okay? Next, okay? But I want you to go to my car, all right?
Get him! Get him!
He's deceased.
I'm sorry, but that's too much. That's a lot. It's too much. That's a lot. That volume is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just can't. It's like my skin's crawling because of it, man. And not because of sadness. Nails, chalkboard kind of thing.
Karina.
EMS and the medical examiner take a closer look at Ryan for injuries. They float around a theory that he could have died from a medical condition, since they don't see an obvious bullet wound.
For sure there's somebody in the house.
That's what she thinks. Up is
7 from 10. Did she say anything about hearing a gunshot?
I want to come out here so we can talk.
I want my baby.
They're right there, okay? They're in your brother's truck, okay? But you didn't actually see anybody? Okay. So did he do that to himself?
No way. No way.
Okay.
I need my kid.
Okay, they don't know what's happened yet.
And how old are you? 4 or 5?
4.
You're 4?
Do you know if he's still alive?
He's not. He's passed away. Okay. I hate to tell you that, but I don't want to lie to you either.
I thought I heard her saying someone's here, but no one was here. And then he told me that Dad's dead.
I'm gonna go get the baby.
Now, again, you can take children's statements with a grain of salt and sometimes even some black pepper if you want. But just in case my theory is correct, hear me out. Just in case my theory is correct, she twice as evil for doing that while her kids was there. That's to me. If my theory, and I'm not saying it is, but if my theory is correct, that she's the one that did something, You got to be a absolute abject piece of crap to allow or do or make something happen while your kids are home. That's a whole different level of bruh. That's different. That's different.
I need that to be. We got you. We got you.
An inconsolable Karina and her children are removed from the property. Investigators are about to step in, but with no signs of forced entry, they lean on Karina to shed light on the unspeakable mystery.
You and Ryan have been married for 11 years? Okay.
12. Almost 12.
Okay. Somebody said that you own a hair salon, or you do cosmetology?
He built that shop for me when I was born.
Is it just you? Is it a one-woman operation? Okay. What time did you go to bed last night? Do you remember?
Later, reading till probably close to midnight.
And we're both in the bed with you?
Yeah.
And that's pretty common that
Every night.
every night. So he always sleeps on the couch?
In this chair.
In the chair? So you fall asleep between midnight. You think that you get up around 3 because that's your kind of
It's
your
my normal time. I did feel like I was like hard asleep when there was it sounded like something crashed in the kitchen. It sounded like something falling.
And that woke you up, or that
It scared me.
okay.
I got up and I peeked in the living room and he was laying there, and I went to the kitchen and turned the light on in the living room, and then
Okay. So when you turn on the light, what exactly do you remember
Yeah, what
seeing?
did you see? Yeah.
it just looked like he was sleeping.
Okay.
Y'all caught it yet? Maybe you didn't catch it, but I caught something. Maybe y'all can help me with a little bit of puzzle solving, some crime solving, if you don't mind. Let's do some sleuthing. Did y'all hear what she just said beforehand? Now, what I look for, this is just me, I look for lineups. I look for what you say one time and then what you say another time. And I understand, again, I'm going to include everything. I understand that the trauma of a situation could make you misremember. I understand that trauma can make you not fully remember timelines and sequences of what happened prior to or post. I get it. But I'm going to back it up to have you hear what she said and then subsequently in the questions after. So just listen carefully. All right, listen. Because she said she gets up at 3:00. But then she tells you that the son woke up at 3:00. But she normally goes to bed around 12. So she functions on 3 hours of sleep every night. That's incredible. So anyway, continue.
I did feel like I was like hard asleep when there was it sounded like something crashed in the kitchen. It sounded like something falling.
Right.
And that woke you up, or that
It scared me.
okay.
Oh,
I got up and I peeked in the living room, and he was laying there, and I went to the kitchen and turned the light on in the living room, and then
Okay.
okay. So you saw him laying there, and that didn't freak you out. He's not in his chair. I just want to make sure I get that right. Okay.
So when you turn on the light, what exactly do you remember seeing?
it just looked like he was sleeping.
Okay.
And then I walked up to him to touch his foot. There's blood like everywhere.
Remember, the lights are on. And she said she went over to touch his foot and blood was everywhere. Wouldn't you have seen the blood when you turned the light on and not go over and touch his foot? Again, there's just some things that I just watched sequentially that don't make no dang sense. Okay.
Like a lot.
A lot.
Karina goes into grave detail about the terror she and her children witnessed nearly 6 hours ago.
6 hours.
She tells investigators that her 11-year-old son entered the living room and slipped onto the floor in his father's blood before she dialed her brother-in-law Aaron and made the 911 call.
Calls the brother first, not 911.
I started screaming like a lot.
Okay.
And I know I scared the kids because came running down. I don't know what I thought. I thought somebody was in the house. I put them in my bedroom and told them to lock the door. And I called Aaron.
And Aaron lives just down the road, right? Okay.
I tried to get my stupid gun that I don't even know how to work and I've never shot out of the safe that he said we had to have. And I couldn't even get the thing open. It's in our bedroom closet.
Did you ever actually get the gun out of the safe?
No.
Okay.
As they continue searching for answers, investigators ask Karina to dive into the personal details inside her and Ryan's
Here we
marriage.
go.
Karina says she and Ryan had a, quote, rough patch after his mom passed away, but there were no real issues.
Okay, so no affairs of any kind
No.
by him or by you. And the reason I ask is if someone went in and did something to him, and again, we don't know. It could be that, could be medical. We don't know. I'm just thinking about like the scorned lover type of thing or anything like that.
No.
Okay. One thing we need to ask, are you okay with us going through and looking through your phone?
Yeah.
You give us consent to do that? Not a problem? Okay.
When asked by investigators, Karina says Ryan didn't have enemies and that, quote, everybody loves him. But the interview takes a sharp turn when the agent raises questions about one person in particular.
What can you tell me about your relationship with Huston?
Danker?
Yeah.
Bruh. I'm laughing for a reason. Don't judge me. Here's the reason I'm laughing. I'll explain it. Shock and like this kind of has a way of snapping you out of, I guess, fake crying. So you're trying to sell it. I'm really, really distraught, harmed, hurt. Oh my gosh, destroyed. And then somebody say something that make you like, how you know? And all of a sudden you're like shocked, like, oh, what? Huh? Who? Huh? That's why I laughed, because it looked a little weird. And you know the last name too. You know what I'm saying? Okay, it just looked weird.
My friend?
Okay.
Investigators confront Karina about her ties to Huston William Danker, a 23-year-old local farmhand and single father of two. Karina appears defensive about her past with Huston and says small-town gossip painted them as more than just friends.
Small-town gossip. Here's the okay, big town gossip is one thing, but small town gossip. Here's a good thing about small town gossip. Small town gossip usually stems from small town sightings. Small town sightings are the first inclinations that something might have happened into a small town gossip. Just look. Just letting you know.
Last fall, there was a Snapchat that wasn't even meant for me.
No, of course not.
Okay. Tell me about that.
Supposedly, Ryan saw it, not me. And he told me about it. It was something about a married woman and naked, seeing her naked or something like that.
Okay.
And Ryan saw it and confronted me, and I confronted Huston, who were friends on Snapchat, and that's it. And he swore up and down in front of us that it wasn't intended for me. This is dumb.
Well, we're trying to get to the bottom of dumb.
Oh my God.
I like that. I'm gonna have to use that one. I'm writing that. I like that. That we are. I'm writing that down because I'll forget. Let me make sure I get this one. We're trying to get to the bottom of dumb. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Do you know how amazing that line? That's a bar right there. I know. And we trying to get to the bottom of dumb. Whew. Sir, you need to write yourself a book. Okay, write a book about how to phrase things. Get to the bottom of dumb. Wow. Okay.
Talk about it with friends. That's how non-issue it became after we talked about it. That said something about, remember, I've seen you naked, and something about a married woman.
Has Houston seen you naked?
No, God, no.
Okay.
He's 22 years old.
Oh,
No.
to each their own. I'm just
Stupid town and their rumors. No.
okay.
I come saying,
Okay.
I watched his kids a couple times when his babysitter flaked.
You notice one thing is gone all of a sudden? Anybody notice something absent from all of this? Just, again, recognition of certain things. You notice that something's gone? What's gone? What's gone? What is no longer available to ma'am here? Anybody see something missing with Karina? Just, it went poof, went away. I can tell you what it is. The banshee that was in the house before is not here anymore. That banshee went back to the river, it feels like. I wonder why. I wonder why it went back to where it came from. All them sobbing and wishing she knew. It just went poof, gone away. Okay. Hey, look, just saying.
And I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but it's safe to say that nothing is going on between you and Houston.
Absolutely not.
When's the last time you socially interacted with Houston? Or cut his hair or anything like that?
Last fall.
Later that afternoon, Houston is brought in for questioning. The investigator tells him his name was brought to his attention due to his alleged affair with Karina.
Uh-oh.
The rumor that's going around is you and Karina were Snapchatting. Did that actually happen at some point?
Yeah.
Okay. When did that happen?
Yeah. I mean, if it's once a week, twice, I mean,
Is it still going on?
with me and Karina.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I said, it's random Snapchat,
Random. I've covered this before, and I'll cover it again. Having been on in the hemisphere of these things, it's not random. It's not random. Nope. No, not random at all. That particular thing is a very, very, for sure, intentional. There's no random. Nope. Sorry, no.
Randomly?
Yeah.
And how long has that been going on for?
Probably October, November time frame.
What does Snapchat then entail? It's is it like almost like texting something?
Just like, oh, you don't have Snapchat?
No.
Oh, just like random picture, like let's say you're sitting on the deck, after a long day of work, take a picture of your beer and long day. You see what I'm saying?
According to court documents, one Snapchat sent from Karina to Houston read, "Just fell even harder for you, which I don't think I could have been any more crazy over you than I already was." In another, Karina greeted him with, "Good morning, baby," followed by a series of sexually suggestive remarks.
That's kind of interesting, don't you think? My theory is not that far off so far. I'm just saying. Okay. Hey, look, I'm not the one that did this. Okay, that's not me. Don't be judging me for judging them. I'm judging based on what they give me. I'm just here. I'm just sitting here at my computer, just watching. That's all.
Do you still get your haircut there or no?
Well, I did when I worked at Liquid Grove just because it was convenient. And then now with me working down in Van Horn, I don't have much time to really get my hair cut.
Mm-hmm.
B, it's not right down the road.
What I was told, and keep in mind this is sometimes second, third hand through people, is that Ryan found out that you were Snapchatting and she then refused to cut your hair. Did anything like that happen?
No.
Did Ryan never know about you two Snapchatting?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Did she say something to you about it?
No, I mean, it.
You explain things a little bit more.
Yeah.
So any conversation that she's had with you, even if she deleted it, we can still get it. It's like FBI technology stuff. So
Right.
we'll still be able to get that. There's no point in kind of dance. If you were screwing around with her or whatever, it doesn't make you a killer or anything like that, right?
I'll put it this way. I'll completely dumb it down. So like with me and Karina, the hard thing with all that rumor being spread is I was literally sitting there like I would say a gay best friend.
Lies upon wow. I will tell you this. There is okay. I would be the first to fess up before I say I was a gay best friend. Nope. I will never put myself in the category of a homosexual. No straight man would do that. I'm sorry. You got to be really trying. I would have to be hiding so hard that gay best friend? No. That's different. I've heard some apologetics before, but damn. Wow. Okay. Hey, look. Hey, some people might just have no. I got a line. I got that line.
According to court documents, the day before Ryan's murder, one Snapchat sent from Houston read, "Going to sleep with my hand on your very soon." Karina's response was, "Soaked just thinking of you. Will be downright embarrassing when I actually have to see you in person." Houston goes on to tell the investigator that Karina was not only his hairdresser, but she babysat his 2 children, which is how he claims the rumors began to swirl.
You know how small towns talk, Exactly. Houston's kids are over at Karina's. He's nailing her, and then, And I guess that's probably where Ryan probably got upset.
I think back to college, when we would get a little out of hand, like we'd send like a to somebody or something. Just, is there going to be anything like that between you and Karina or anything that you're like, well, look, we were friends, but maybe there might be something that the police might think is inappropriate. We're not going to find anything like that. Okay.
As to his whereabouts in the hours leading up to Ryan's death, Houston tells the investigator that he was at work until approximately 7 p.m. He claims he got gas, then visited a few farms before heading home and going to bed around 11 p.m. The investigation deepens, and according to police records, the crime scene team finds a bullet casing inside the Cooper home, located near Ryan's recliner. The following day, Ryan's autopsy results are in. According to court records, the Iowa State Medical Examiner determined the manner of death as homicide, and that Ryan died of 2 gunshot wounds to the head.
Hey.
In the early evening hours, one day after Ryan's murder, investigators summon Karina back to the sheriff's office so they can deliver the information.
Now, will they confront her with the messages? I don't know.
But before they do, Karina is pressed to address the concerning gaps in her story.
So take me back to when you first see him, right? You said you see blood. What in your head or in your gut, what do you think happened?
I scream and I'm scared because I think somebody's in the house. I don't know why. I just think somebody's in the house because there was blood everywhere. You bought me a stupid gun I can't even use.
And that's because you don't know how to, you don't scare. Okay.
And this is my tough question, I guess, because I do blood pattern analysis for our department. And you said when you went out there, you saw a lot of blood. Did you see any behind him on the floor?
Not
anywhere
at
else?
first.
Not at first.
After, when I was kind of pulling at his shirt and looking around more, I remember his favorite blanket that his sister made him that was on him. There was like chunks of blood. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Would you find like the little, you call it chunks, we call it, clotting?
Like
or,
clots.
Yeah. Is that what it looked like? Okay. Please be patient. Just give us 2 more minutes and we'll get a move on.
Are you going to tell me what happened?
Yeah.
Karina sobs as she waits for details surrounding Ryan's autopsy results. And it isn't long before investigators decide to confront her with bombshell allegations.
You know, this is the part I was waiting for. This particular section. I've been sitting here patiently waiting to see if they address it, bring it up to her, talk to her about it. Ought to be interesting. I mean, when I say interesting, I means interesting.
I'm going to tell you what the autopsy found.
Yeah.
But I think you already know.
He was shot, wasn't he? I swear.
I like how he's just staring at her.
Somebody was in the house.
Okay.
Was he?
He was shot. But Karina, that's where I think the story turns. Okay.
Okay.
I don't think anyone else is in the house.
Crying's done. Crying just went. I like that. That just went quiet. It just she's oh my banana. Huh? Those are always my favorite moments. It's the sudden and shocking realization that there's something more. I like that.
Me? I don't even know how to find. What? It wasn't him, and it wasn't me.
It wasn't him.
And it wasn't me. How was it me?
Karina, no one else is in that house. Besides you and the 3 kids.
I don't even know how to fire a gun.
Karina, you know how to fire a gun.
No, I don't. I don't know how to fire a gun.
Well, I think you knew how to fire a gun on Thursday night.
No, I didn't. Can't you see if I fired?
These cops are funny, man. These cops have like mad jokes. You may not have known how to fire a gun, but you did on Thursday.
Gun or something?
Sure, there's ways to do that, but you've taken a shower since you left the house, right?
I was covered in blood.
So that's not going to do us any good.
Why would you?
Because I think that this is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Whatever's happening between you and your husband, whatever the issues are, okay?
There are no issues. Because my husband sleeps in a chair in the living room?
I'm not saying
because rumors flew last fall that I was sleeping with some kid.
Karina, there's things that we can always prove and can't prove, right?
Then prove it. Prove that what?
Karina, listen, okay? Just listen. We're not yelling at you. And
You're accusing me of killing my husband.
well, the clot on his blood does not clot within 5 to 10 seconds. No one's does.
He had chunks of things on him.
Yeah, and so that means he died before you heard the loud noise. And he was shot more than once, so you would definitely have known what was going on. The other thing, Karina, is, we collect data. That's kind of what we do. We're a homicide unit.
My husband, I want a lawyer and I want out of here. I did not shoot my husband. This is insane. I'm leaving. How do I leave?
Without Karina's full cooperation, investigators turned their attention to hard evidence. According to police records, no firearm was found in the immediate vicinity of Ryan's body. Court documents say at least 3 handguns were seized from the Cooper residence, none of them matching the .22 caliber casing identified at the scene. 6 months after the murder, Karina received 2 life insurance payouts from Ryan's policy totaling nearly $540,000, raising the possibility of a financial motive. With no immediate concrete evidence, 2 years fly by as investigators quietly assemble their case. On May 4th, 2023, one investigator approaches Karina at home, armed with indisputable digital evidence that sends her over the edge.
Let's see.
Now we have trucks on GPS that are keeping, data of everything in front of them going down roads. So we can now overlay that and say who's been on the roads during a certain stretch of time on highways. And then we have satellite data.
Well, somebody obviously came in.
I'm sorry. Am I upsetting you somehow?
Yeah, because once again, I'm feeling like I'm being accused of something.
So Karina, I mean, at this point, the case fact shows that nobody did come into the house that night.
Somebody did. And this is where you're upsetting me. Somebody obviously came in here. My husband's dead.
He is, Karina. And we both know at this point why that is.
Somebody came into my house and killed my husband.
Karina.
Get off my property.
Karina, hey.
This is the same that you did before.
I haven't met you before.
Go figure out who killed my husband.
Yeah. Well, we did. We did.
No, you obviously did. Get off my property.
So I just want to talk to you because you're the one that knows what happened to Ryan that night.
No, I don't. If I knew what happened to my husband, I'd be in jail because the mother would be dead.
But he did not shoot a gun. Anyway, listen, you said you don't know how to fire weapons. How would you kill the person? If the person did it, say somebody broke into your house and they did shoot the man, how would you end that person? You wouldn't be able to shoot him. He said you don't know how to shoot a gun. Unless you've learned in the last 2 years. He probably did. He probably decided, you know what? I'm no longer going to be a victim of the lack of knowledge. I'm going to learn how to fire a weapon. Could be.
With Karina refusing to provide answers, investigators revisit Huston in hopes he'll offer critical details or come clean about the affair. Information that could strengthen a case against Karina.
You don't need to minimize it for us, Huston. Everybody knew it happened. We knew it happened.
Would you say you had intercourse with her like 500 times or more?
No.
100?
No, literally once.
One time you guys actually had
intercourse? One time.
Where was that at?
In the shop.
Did you stop having your hair cut by her as a result of being confronted by Ryan?
I knew that was not my place to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I had already I got his Cheerios. And well, seriously. No, I mean, seriously.
Morning that Ryan dies or we find his body, there's a snap from you like, well, no, was it 5:00 a.m.?
Early morning hours.
What does it say? Something like, good morning.
That's probably what it was. I mean,
Reports of Karina and Huston's sexual relationship is what prompted investigators to file a search warrant for Snapchat. What they uncover is far more sinister than an extramarital affair, and they keep it close as the case unfolds. For now, they push for Huston's full cooperation about his suspected involvement.
We don't want Karina to show up and say, yeah, I have I kept a conversation where Huston said he'd get rid of Ryan for me and we could be together. That's way out there.
Right.
Karina, all right, we got some paperwork for you.
You have news about Ryan?
Well, you're under arrest.
What?
Yep. So we're placing you under arrest. There's going to be some people at the sheriff's office that are going to be talking to you.
Why am I under arrest?
I don't know why you're under arrest. These cops are horrible people. I don't know why they would be even thinking about doing that. How dare they? Who do they think they are? What is wrong with these people? What is wrong with this system? Well, the system just keeps harassing an innocent young woman. 44, near my age. Not so young woman. How dare they?
Well,
My children are here. I need to get somebody here for them. Okay?
We will have somebody come over here, and we'll certainly let you know what's going on with that.
Right. Investigators feel they have enough to charge Karina, and on February 19th, 2024, she's taken into custody. The Snapchat evidence, however, proves that she didn't act alone. According to court records and the minutes leading up to Ryan's execution-style murder, Karina and Huston were exchanging messages. One message sent from Huston to Karina read, "Remember those casings? Remember those. No ifs, ands, or buts." Final messages include Karina telling Huston to go.
Obviously, at this point, Karina's been arrested, has been for several months. This was not a you thing. This was Karina contributing in part to or pushing on this to end Ryan's life. Am I right in that? Or yes. How soon before this did Karina and you start to have that conversation of this could happen? Ryan could be killed and we could have a life beyond this. When did that conversation start?
Maybe 4 or 5 months before that.
How was Ryan's life to be ended? What was the plan?
To be shot.
To be shot. And which gun, so we can be clear on that, which gun was going to be used to do that now?
Ryan got shot with a .22 that I own.
Who shot him?
Who shot him?
Hmm?
Karina.
Damn. So the decision, instead of just leaving, which you could have just done, but again, the life insurance would be the key. You decide to not do it when the kids are gone, school. No, 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 no. You decide kids are home. Kids are home. And you go kill your husband in the living room. Right now my stomach's pretty upset. It's like that's do you the kids come downstairs to witness, and if she said that her kid is slipping in the matter of her husband, that
Huston tells investigators that he gave Karina the gun a few days before. Once Huston got the signal from Karina, he rode to her house on a four-wheeler, grabbed the gun from her driveway, and stored it in his closet. And although Huston says he wasn't the one who ultimately pulled the trigger, he admits that wasn't always the plan.
And you've said, I'm going to do this for 4 or 5 months. And then literally is it the day before you're like, Karina, I'm not going to do this. I couldn't do it.
According to court documents, 3 years after 42-year-old Ryan Cooper's murder, Karina Cooper was charged with murder in the first degree. She pleaded not guilty. On September 19, 2025, Karina, at the age of 47, was found guilty of Ryan's murder and was sentenced to life in prison without parole. She was ordered to pay victim restitution. According to court documents, 27-year-old Huston Danker was arrested on April 29, 2024. He was charged with murder in the first degree and pleaded not guilty. On August 12, 2025, Huston withdrew his not guilty plea and entered a guilty plea to murder in the first degree. On October 3, 2025, Huston was found guilty of Ryan's murder and was ordered to pay the same victim restitution that was ordered to Karina. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Ryan's brother Aaron and his wife Heather now have custody of Karina and Ryan's children.
Damn. Five kids. They both put 5 kids. 5 in that position. That man. Oh man. There are much more simple ways to leave. In fact, I remember a song by Paul Simon. You remember that song by Paul Simon, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover? Y'all remember that song? Making you plan, Stan. Get out the back, Jack. Don't need to be coy, Roy. You know what I'm saying? You remember that song? There must be 50 ways to leave your lover. Making you plan, Stan. That's all you got to do. Just if you're going to be wanting to be with somebody else, daddy stays alive, stays with the kids. You don't want them kids anyway. So just move on. Go with the other guy. He's single. Don't need to discuss, Mus. Just jump off the key, Lee, and get yourself free. If it's that much of a vice to you that you want to be gone, that you don't want to be there, then can leave. But your options were kind of tied, I guess her options were, because she needed that $540,000. Because that would definitely make the next phase of her life easy. But there's no concern for the children and their mentals, what they've seen now and what they've been through. Those kids are scarred now. Now they know their mama killed their daddy's dead, and they got to stay with their uncle. Good relationship or not, now they got to stay with their uncle because mama killed daddy. Well, that's a wild story. It's not new because movies are made about it all the time. But dadgummit, man, that's wild. Anyway, we covered it. That was rough, but we covered it. That's the only life lesson I have. If it's that bad to where it's no longer reconcilable, and you have another plan, just go ahead and do it. Go ahead. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It is wrong, but I'm not saying it's right. But if that's how, it's better than killing the person. I mean, you're killing them emotionally, but you might have a change of mind later down the road and ask for forgiveness for doing what you did, and at least still have a relationship with your kids. But to end the husband or the spouse because you. In either case, thank you for your participation in the live. And for those of you that come after, leave your comments about it. You may have had an interaction, not that you killed somebody, but they may have had interaction with somebody that has this mindset. And maybe you can convince them to not do something stupid, irrational. I don't even know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. We'll catch you on the next one. Have a grand one. We interrupt your daily program to tell you about our new channel in plain sight. Please make sure you go over and subscribe. It's about police interactions, body cam, dash cam, you name it, all of it. And we give our honest take about it too. And as usual, you'll get a life lesson out of it. So please give us a like, comment, share, and subscribe over at In Plain